Hey guys, Joe here from Evolution Rugby and welcome to another assessment. Some great tries around the world again over this last weekend, but I've been picking up on the highlights from sevens of lately from Cape Town and just looking at what's going on as I do with the coaching, both with my university program and importantly through the evasion skills we work on with Evolution students and players. And I like going back through and having a good close look at what's going on in each tournament, each game, and really getting to understand exactly what the attacking players like, and what can I learn, what can I break down, what can I chunk together, what can I build up, and then of course put it together so I can explain what we're doing with Evolution Evade Xcel. And we're 15 days out now from the next sevens tournament in Hamilton, I believe it is, for the HSBC circuit, and the Fijians put in a cracking show obviously in Cape Town, and this is just one of the blinding steps. So I'm going to go through two steps in this bit of analysis, and this is what we call a hover into a quade step, which is just so effective, followed by a ski step. So you've got a combination of three things here: accelerates through, buys himself time, and then gets the offload with somebody who's flooding the gap there and being able to support the runner. So I'll go back through it in slow-mo now so you can actually see it in a little bit more detail and understand we're coaching from the online program and the skills. So what I love here first and foremost is the heads up. Okay, so really important again, the vision is there straight away. This guy is really looking to scan and see what he can see in terms of identifying opportunities to get a defender to dump. That means put the weight back on their heels and stand them up so he can actually attack the space. Now you can see here both feet are off the floor. So you watch this carefully. This is what we call the hover. So actually it's just a little air. You just got to take a little yard, jump in front. Normally really effective actually when you get a couple of parallel feet in the air there rather than actually splitting your legs. And he's able to then plant and turn his toes. So I'm going to take that back just a frame, just a little fraction, and be able to go through little bit by little piece. And so we've got air time, there's the step, and he's actually able to turn. So the key here when we teach the quade step, and this is probably only a short angle, of course our favourite Quade Cooper is pretty prolific at going off at about 90 degrees, so his feet might be turned over on this angle, but you can see just that little toe turn based on the vision of the player in attack here, and he's just keeping an eye on the shoulders of what this defender is doing. And as soon as the shoulders are turned, that means that he can actually go through that hole. He can go and manipulate the space and take control of the situation. So that hover and then the quade, as we call it, to plant his feet and be able to then attack that hole, means that he's able to accelerate weight. We then use a ski step. So what he's done here, as you can see, 2 feet are planted. I'm going to just take it back a little frame, see if we can catch it at the right point. There, so you can see how he's turned in. Okay, look at the 2 feet. So really effective, powerful step. We've talked about it before. There's a little one there, and then this point here, he's able to actually make a huge difference with the adjustment, being able to accelerate off this back foot. You can see he's fully loaded, toes are turned in the angle he wants, and he's getting away from this incoming defender, which is just so important. Again, he's identified the challenge coming towards him. He's beaten one man on the inside. He's got the outside man there, so he's using his two-footed turn, the ski step as we call it, to be able to change direction really rapidly and aggressively. Accelerate out, so that's the key one again. So as soon as you're in that space, accelerate, the foot drive is underneath, using a fend as well, really important, and then get that offload away to the supporting runner. So effective in terms of being able to actually manipulate a contact space, being able to manipulate defenders. He's able to manipulate more than one defender and frees up the arms to be able to put in an effective pass for the try. So I'm just going to go through here to about, I think it's minute 25 on these highlights, and you get an insight into one of our favourite steps to coach, which is quite late on, so it's in our master package, our 20-week program, the air step, and probably one of the most effective steps in the game right now, and takes a bit of practice if you're a beginner and you're not used to actually copying players from watching things like this. That's why we go through, we chunk it down. So again, head up, really key. Chunk this stuff down and make sure you guys can see how you can learn all this through patterns, really simple effective patterns, and just gradually layer it up. So he's identified a defender, you can see the leap, So he's got feet off the ground now in terms of being able to manipulate this guy. He's going to kick and twist. So the air is up in with one knee, and then he's going to twist one direction. And of course you can see that this defender is already in a spot of bother by his shoulder line. Okay, so as the attacker, you're just always watching that trigger. What are the shoulders doing? And then watch it in slow-mo here. Let's see if we can get it through. There. So the shoulders have turned. That's not a bad catch, is it? Shoulders have turned. We've loaded the outside leg, so you can see that that shoulder line's actually on the way back through, but he's sold the information there. The defender is actually then loaded to come back this direction. In terms of the alignment, which is something we also talk quite a bit about when we do live sessions, is actually if you look at the plane, he's actually outside this sort of line, so the defender thinks he's attacking that space inside him, so he's really panicked to get there. And of course that means that this loaded foot drives him back into this hole here, and it means he buys him that space, and it's a glorious step to be able to bounce through there and accelerate hard. There's a little cheeky fend in there as well, but it puts him away to dot down again. So if we just see that once more and get back a couple of frames, perfect load position there again, so you can see that driving phase. You can actually see again within this frame how important it is in terms of the body shape. So the defender's not necessarily focused on the right cues or the triggers, and his shoulders are dropping down to the side as well, hence that loaded driving leg as well, which means that he's able to buy that time through drive and manipulating that defender. If I take it back that a little bit further, here we go. In the air, kicks out, loads and drives, fend, tap away, and accelerate hard. That can be learnt, I promise you. The online Evolution Evade Xcel program chunks everything down, teaches you a pattern of movement to then build it back up, add in the speed training. You are going to have some X Factor attacking play. Hope you enjoyed this analysis, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again soon. Do visit evorugby.co.uk.